Do you ever feel like you have food cravings? Maybe one day you're craving pizza, the next day you're craving cake, the next day you're craving chocolate or a sugary drink or sometimes alcohol, And it really comes down to a couple of factors outside of just our habits and what we condition ourselves to do. Because really, there are a few specific things that you'll see. Salty foods, fatty foods, sugary foods are all typically going to cause us to crave more if they're coming from processed sources, but also sugar substitutes. And this is the biggest one I want to talk about. Now, a lot of sugar substitutes such as stevia, artificial sweeteners, actually put us through the same chemical process that sugary foods will. The difference is that there's no sugar in our bloodstream, so we found that it actually can be doing more damage to have stevia and other artificial sweeteners, because you're basically prepping the body to receive sugar in your system or energy, and then suddenly it finds that there's nothing there, right? So there's a whole process of hormones and chemical reactions that happen, and it's just probably not the best thing for our body, right? The other thing you have to keep in mind is that when you do have foods that fall more into these categories, is that you are going to have cravings, subtle cravings, for the next 3 to 5, maybe 7 to 10 days. I've read all sorts of studies about how long our system and our body chemically craves these foods. So it's one thing to have an emotional and a habitual addiction and dependency on a certain type of food, but when we're messing with our bodies in addition to that with a chemical way, that's where things get really challenging. So the best piece of advice I can give you is to simply avoid these foods. You literally cannot have your cake and eat it. There are ways to make the less than healthy options from quality food sources if you're committed enough.